So we are facing the prospect of back-to-back race weeks in Formula One. Of course, after that, you're also facing the prospect of a month-long summer break. That means no F1 for 1 month. Boo. But anyway, what do? That's the way the season rolls. And the last race that we have before the summer break, absolute doozy, Belgian Grand Prix.
Of course, Spa, the infamous Spa, in the middle of, I think it's going to be monsoon over there.
Yes, it would probably be in and around that time.
Because I remember seeing some videos from some race, I don't remember exactly what, and it was horribly waterlogged, and there were a lot of crashes as well.
Yeah, I mean, remember there was that F4 driver who tragically lost his life. That was in Spa. Not just that, I've been seeing screenshots, people doing the rounds of like AccuWeather screenshots. Even there, like the forecast for the entire weekend is rainy.
Spa the water park?
Yes, Spa the water park once again. Yeah. And what's even better is this time it's going to be a chaotic weekend anyway because sprint week time.
Oh God.
Exactly.
I don't like sprint.
I'm not a fan of the format either. Like I just don't see it adding much to the product. Like I was okay with it kind of when it was like a qualifying thing. Now they've made it like a standalone event, and
Which just makes no sense, first of all, because you already have a race. Why do you need another race?
Why do you need a shortened version of seeing Max win? I mean, you're getting the long version of it on Sundays anyway.
It's like a preview or like a trailer of this is what's going to happen in the race.
Exactly.
Max is going to win.
Max is going to win. And of course, you have to remember Belgium does have a sizable Dutch population. They are generally speaking very happy to see that. So I'm sure the local fans will be happy. But overall, I think let's address the very first question in the room. Who's the favorite to win the race?
Max. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, thank you guys.
Yeah. But this time around, at least, and I have to give the F1 teams a little bit credit here. The race to become second or the second best team consistently seems to kind of throw up new teams. Everyone thought it would be between Mercedes and Ferrari. It wasn't. It was Mercedes and Aston Martin. Now Aston Martin have slid down and out of nowhere, McLaren.
And I remember, this is very funny also. By the way, Lewis came out complaining like he does always, right? After losing, he's not even losing, he's just not
finishing in the top 3. But for him, that's losing.
No, I mean, he is finishing in the top 3 most of the times.
Not always, but but for
always,
him,
but that's like good enough. Okay, you can't always compare to what you were because you don't have that car anymore. So just
True.
Be like grateful for what you have. So Lewis started complaining about the car, which is not bad at all.
No, actually, it's still not kind of improved in a lot of characteristics.
I know, but it's not bad. Like it's not a McLaren that was half of the season.
That was really bad.
It's not a Haas. It's not. You're still in the top 5, right?
Top 4, 5, yeah.
You're still in the top 4, 5, and Lewis is still complaining about about the car and what's been going wrong, and he started complaining about McLaren being too good. Like, that's not something you can do, Lewis. First of all, and then Lando came out and said that Lewis, first of all, should not be complaining at all because it's not like he ever had to start from P19 or P20 because other teams have to do that. Your car has been fine. It's not like it's a nightmare, right?
Yeah.
You're still in the top 5. It's okay. You can make a comeback from there. You have all the fun. You have everything that you could possibly have. Is just about execution at this point.
In fact, if I look at, if I'm Mercedes, I take inspiration from the fact that 2 of my customer teams are able to actually make a car that good because it shows you that really all you need are maybe a few tweaks now here or there. So maybe I know with Lewis, of course, time is of the essence for him. Peak or rather the end of his career. So I get where it's coming from, but I think sometimes even I feel like telling him, stop talking, please don't talk.
Yeah, Lando's right, stop complaining.
Yeah, don't complain at this point.
Yeah.
You've accomplished more than what anyone will ever even dream to accomplish. Let it be.
A big legacy behind, it's okay.
Exactly. And I think, of course, now with McLaren there, suddenly you're seeing a new competitor, and that's always good. I like that. I like that when it comes to Formula 1 because it just becomes boring if it becomes a slog. But you know what's one thing that's been really consistent throughout this season?
What?
Ferrari getting bad strategy calls. The same thing.
Hasn't that been consistent for years now?
Yes, the same thing was happening even in Hungary. And I don't understand. Remember, this is a team that brought significant upgrades that have somehow not only managed to not improve the car, they've not made it worse either. How do you bring in an upgrade that ensures you have the same pace? What sort of an upgrade is that? What goes on at Maranello?
I have no idea what happens there, but I'm quite excited for this weekend because it's Spa. It's
always
a
great.
legacy circuit.
Yeah, I love that circuit.
But if it's going to rain, and I think rain is predicted.
Rain is predicted for all 3 days.
All 3 days. So
Yeah.
that's going to be very exciting.
It'll be a mood killer, but also.
No. If the rain is like controlled rain or just like it's
Then it's
drizzling,
fine.
Then it's fine. Then it's becoming entertaining.
Hmm.
But then if there's like a pouring rain,
2021.
that's going to be a problem because that
2021.
and Spa gets really dangerous. I don't understand how it's still a problem after they had laid a new asphalt as well.
They had relayed, they had modified portions of the track, all of that. I mean,
it's a nightmare.
it's a nightmare for a lot of the drivers, and I don't blame them entirely. I mean,
And
to
the
be
races
fair,
are always during monsoon.
yeah, that's one
But
thing
it's
I've never
always
understood.
raining.
Yeah, Spa, I always
don't
remember
understand.
when you think of iconic Spa moments, Schumacher crashing into Coulthard, all of these kind of things, the one constant you remember is rain. And lots of it.
Yeah.
So I don't understand. Maybe they need to change the time of the year they hold
Yes,
it.
after 2 deaths, I think it's
Just
coming.
not the best thing to be doing. But anyway, I think a lot of teams will actually be ignoring that for obvious reasons. Teams which, of course, we mentioned Ferrari, they're one team that need to be finding pace. Aston Martin too, just fallen off a cliff, their pace. And I have no idea how.
And at this point, I think all the teams, Aston Martin is done with their upgrades. McLaren is done, I think.
Yeah, they brought that one big upgrade, and that's going to be it.
Mercedes
Done with their upgrades.
Two upgrades.
The last of them came in Hungary.
Yeah,
it's done.
and that's it. So I think at this point, everyone's just focusing on 2024 because in this stage in the race, I don't think there's any point in.
No, it makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
Because of course you remember the budget cap is a thing, so you can't really develop unlimited. And if I'm not wrong, this will be around 13, and you're supposed to be having 22 races after all the cancellations, which means 9 more races after this. If you're another team, it just makes no sense developing for 9 races. The most I think all teams will look to do now is try and ensure that they stay in what positions they are at, or compete with the team above or below them.
Yes.
Of course, for second place, I still don't know where it's going because I think Ferrari too are done with their upgrades.
No,
McLaren.
it's not going to be Ferrari.
No, it's not going to be Ferrari, but McLaren, they have 9 races. I know they're like 4th or 5th right now, but if they get a few good results, they might just be challenging.
I don't know, somehow I feel like it's either going to be McLaren, of course, after these upgrades, or Aston Martin still.
I don't see Aston's competing, unfortunately. I think it's going to be between the McLarens and the Mercs, because I think Ferrari are done. They just look to be nowhere. And then despite that, they'll have Charles Leclerc will have a 9-second pit stop. And then before that after that will be handed a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. This team just loves shooting themselves in the foot. So they're not doing anything either, at least not this year. Of course, there's plenty next year they might have to look forward to, but let's see, I don't know. I think it's going to be between these two teams. Maybe if Aston can make a comeback, then potentially you're seeing a 3-way race for second spot. It would be great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if that happens.
Yeah, because when no one cares, no one cares what's happening up front.
No one.
Like Max is just there somewhere.
He just flies off.
He's flown off.
Yeah, and then the camera pans on him
every now and then.
Every now and then, because we know he's there. He's not going anywhere. So it's just all about the midfield.
Yeah, it's honestly, this has to be the one season where I think the camera broadcasters or the camera people, the people in control, have not been focusing on the team in front at all.
No, it used to happen when Lewis was dominating.
No, never did. No, never did. You know why? No, I'll tell you why. Because again, 2014 to 16, you still had a Rosberg challenging him. 17, 18, you still had a Vettel challenging him. Here, who's challenging Max? His teammate who has the same car is unable to challenge him. Is nowhere. He's fighting and losing sometimes to the McLarens.
Yeah.
I mean, that's terrible. And I know a lot was made about Perez, comeback race, this, that. I get it, but he should be at least second. Even Bottas, who I thought was at times could be useless as a driver, would at least be finishing second, third on a consistent basis. Perez is just fighting for the seat. So it just makes it boring, and that's why you'll see the cameras will be panned on the race for second versus third, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, even 9th, 10th. Hell, sometimes they'll be showing drivers fighting for 15th and 16th. Well, Max is there somewhere. Or you want to see Max, go to F1 TV and just check his driver cam. That's why you'll know where he is at, just driving around the circuit somewhere. But I think, that's the only thing left. And I think Belgium would be an interesting test because, again, very speedy track. And it's got a mixture of things. Of course, there's straights. Of course, you have Eau Rouge, you have Radillon, all of that you've got. But it does also have medium and slow corners as well. So this is one of those tracks which, of course, is a lot more challenging. Yes. Because traditional track, old school feel, that's one thing I love about the older tracks.
I know.
Yeah. You need more tracks like that, honestly.
Yeah, especially that curve. Is
Yeah.
that in Spa?
No. What you're thinking about, that's Zandvoort, the banking.
Yeah.
The banking, that's Zandvoort.
Yeah, that's Zandvoort,
Netherlands.
sorry.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, that's another one. And again, old school kind of
Yes.
track. I always like that little bit of banking. But if you want banking, if you ever want to see like what actual banking looks like, go and find a video of the old Monza layout. So old Monza, like towards the start-finish line, they used to have a thing where to just be banked, like an oval banked. It was that crazy a layout. Like now that layout is banned because it's too dangerous.
Ooh,
Exactly.
We're going to have to look at that.
That's very interesting.
Predictions?
Predictions.
Max? Let's just get that out of us. Who's the 2-3?
This one I don't know. I think I'll go with Lando and Lewis.
Lando and Lewis?
Yeah, that's 2-3.
Okay.
One is obviously Max.
Okay. Let's see. Lando and Alonso.
Alonso, very interesting. I, for one, would probably be less surprised if it was like a McLaren 2-3. That's how good the cars have looked.
Oscar and Lando?
Yes, why not? Or switch the order, but 2-3 will probably be the papaya team. All I hope is that this time, if Lando does make the podium, please don't be breaking any more trophies.
No, do it. We love it. We love the entertainment.
Yeah, sure. It's more entertaining than the actual race.
The social media teams really got...
They went crazy
They
over
went
it.
crazy over it.
So much traction, so much of that all-important traction. So that's our predictions for the race. You guys can let us know in the comments below what your predictions are. And don't forget, like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell icon, follow us across socials, and
don't forget to download the Sportster app.
plus, if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos that we've done. For now though, from Gargi and me, it's goodbye.